Welcome back to a brand new episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. We are playing Have a Nice Death this time. I'm your host, Boston, playing this on the PS5, joined as always by Moonpeer.
My file name is wrong. Hello.
What'd you call
I
this
called
game?
this Happy Death Day.
Uh-huh. That's a great movie. People should go see those
Uh-huh.
movies. They're really good.
Go check out Critical Misses for the Happy Death Day season.
Yeah, those were good.
I for those listening though, I always do this to Boston. I'm just
Yep.
like I can't remember the name of the game, so I just put a random description
Getting
in
close.
there,
Yeah.
and it's close enough. You get
Yeah.
it. Like, hmm.
Let's describe this game before we dive into it. It's Dead Cells. It's a
Yeah, it's a
platforming
Metroidvania.
hack and slash Metroidvania, busting down doors, hopping and
Uh-huh.
flipping over stuff. Three
Yep.
hit combos. It's got the
Except you
whole
play a
thing.
really cute version of Death.
Yeah, the CEO death
Uh-huh.
here. Um, I had heard good things about this game for quite a while. People saying like, yeah, you should be like roguelikes. You should check this out. This is really good. And as soon as I started playing, going through the unfortunately overly long tutorial, um, playing
Yeah,
this,
so
I was like, okay, yeah, I can get behind this.
uh quick aside here.
Yeah.
How are you playing this, Boston?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
How are you playing it? What is your platform of choice?
PS5. I already said.
Yeah, I wasn't listening, slash didn't
Okay,
hear you
fair
say that.
enough.
If you're doing what I'm doing
Uh-huh.
and playing this on Xbox through
Mm.
Game Pass, do not use the suspend and resume feature
Mm.
at all.
The
Anytime you are done playing the game, you hard quit that game. Anytime you want to start the game, you open that game.
How many times have we talked about games that just don't like this feature? Goodness.
It feels like talk about it a lot less because it seems like this happens a lot less on the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I lost about 4 hours worth of progress
Woof. That's rough.
because so the first time it happened, I did the resume. I beat one of the sorrows.
Okay.
And then I couldn't. I wanted to go to bed. I needed to go to bed, so I got to the next floor. I saved. I quit. I left the game running in the suspend state,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I came back to it, I did one floor of the second dungeon,
Mm.
and then the second floor of the first dungeon, and went all the way through to the first boss again. And then you know that whole leveling thing it does, where it's like you're now level 4, you now get these
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever it is. It didn't give me any of that.
Oh no.
And I was like, okay, whatever. I guess that's a glitch. I'll have to remember that, and then just remember to quit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't remember to quit, and then it just literally wiped out my save file.
Oh man.
The
That's
reason why I
rough.
bring this up is because I had to go through that tutorial twice.
Yeah. That's rough. Like
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. You know, we've had problems with games not having tutorials in the past, so I really appreciate a game like this having a very
Thorough one.
yeah, a very thorough tutorial here, but there's a little bit too much here of like, okay, and then do
Mm-hmm.
this, and then there's a lot of text, and then do this, and there's a lot more text, which I don't mind when you get to you're kind of between run hub area, and you can talk to everybody and go through all the different offices and stuff. I don't mind it so
Yeah.
much there, but there's a lot of chatter early on
Mm-hmm.
in this game.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
It feels like they're telling me stuff as well that is supposed to give me hints on stuff. Like, I don't know if this dude gets a shower behind a shade. What does that mean to me? Like, I don't know
Right.
what that means. Is that like a secret hint? Because it's in a different color.
Right. It's sort of like, should I remember this? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do have to say I really like the art style. I really like the animation, the kind of overall style to it, I think, is really, really, really strong. Especially some of the
Mhm.
enemies, they move really fluidly, like they kind of bounce and they wiggle and they look really cool. Um, Gameplay wise, I'm having a lot of fun with this so far.
It's
Um,
super tight. Like the
yeah.
controls, like you said, like one of the things that made Dead Cells stand above all of the other Metroidvania roguelikes at the time, was the controls were super tight, like
Mm.
super duper tight, like really easy to pass. You can dash cancel, which I always appreciate,
Oh yeah.
especially in an action game. Like I like Souls games, but like the dash or dodge roll canceling animations is always way more useful when you realize you've made a mistake.
Mm.
Um, like the weapons all feel solid.
A lot of cool air
Movement,
combat, which feels good. The
yes.
only thing I'm having a hard time from a control standpoint getting my head around, and it's not the game, it's really me, is using some of the secondary weapons. Um,
Yes.
is that it makes it really really clear how to use them and like which slot they live in because it maps to the face buttons on the controller. But a lot of times I'm like, I'm just slashing this scythe and this feels really good. Like I'm just gonna keep doing this. I've got a bow and arrow, sure, whatever. But I
Hmm.
really those are pretty strong, especially if you need to do more ranged attacks. I really need to train myself to get used to more of those.
I always forget about them until I come up against the boss. And then as soon
Yeah.
as I come up against the boss, I'm like, oh, I need to spam my magic here
Mm-hmm.
because it's a boss. And otherwise
Yeah.
I'm not good enough to do the actual combat so far.
Yeah. The bosses in this game so far are a real cut above the your kind of normal fodder enemies in a way that I
Hmm.
think is really interesting. Like you do have to manage patterns. You do have to play a little bit more conservatively, and I think that's really cool. But I keep losing when I fight bosses because I just want to get in there and just smack them like crazy, and
Yeah.
the game is just like,
You want to out
nope.
DPS them,
Yep,
and you
here's half
can't
your
out
health gone.
DPS them.
Bye.
That's how I face everybody. Like everybody I fight, I out DPS them.
Yep.
And then I get to the boss room, I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
No, I
Slow down.
can't mash
Slow
square for the next 30 seconds.
slow down.
Yeah.
Take your time. You need to chill.
Yeah. I think I'm curious to see as we get deeper into the game. With us being here at the beginning, it doesn't seem like either picking floors when you get to the end of a floor and you go to the elevator and you pick like X from X number of floors. Um,
Yes. I'm starting to understand what some of them are.
yeah,
Like
me
the
too.
intriguing floor is a challenge room, essentially.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. Of just like, well, I'm intrigued about the
I
intriguing
keep
floor.
failing the
Bleh.
challenge. So,
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious to see. I like I like when roguelikes don't explain everything. I think we have found out as we've covered more and more of these games over time, they need to describe and clearly explain your basics and kind of your base level gameplay stuff and progression and things like that. But I do kind of like when a game is just like, all right, here's three floors. It's an HR office, an intriguing floor, a vault, and something else. Where do you want to go? And it's like, well,
mhm.
I don't know. So let's just start trying. Let's do this.
I always try and I always keep my eye on that stuff for things I might need. Like if I don't have any of the currency, I'm like, I'll go to the currency floor. Or
Exactly.
if I've only got two items, it's like, okay, I'll go to the curse to the equipment floor or
Right.
whatever. Or if I'm good, I pick one of the other ones, which is like, yeah, give me the HR person or the
Right.
thanagers, whatever they're called.
Right. Yeah. So I'm excited to dig deeper into that, and so far the rest of it has been pretty straightforward mechanics wise. It's like you have your shop here, you have like basically two currencies. I do like you do have you're picking up these potions essentially to heal your health. It only heals a
Hmm.
certain amount of the gray health. If the gray health goes away, you don't get that recovered. That's kind of standard stuff at this point. But I do really like if you keep picking those things up after you have had those slots full, they do start upgrading to ones that you
Mhm.
hold the button and it heals for more. I like that system quite a bit because I want that risk reward, a little bit of, all right, I'm not super, I haven't run out of a ton of health and I'm doing okay. I don't have full health, but you know, I don't really need to spend one of these potions right now. I'll wait until I get one of these kind of souped up potions, and I think that's cool.
Yeah. I also do like the fact that they are used to open secret rooms.
I had no idea. I've been looking for secret rooms, and I've had no idea how to do them yet.
So it is explained like in one of the many text walls that happen like right at
Mm.
the beginning of the game.
Oh, okay.
When you stand next to a room or when you first approach a wall that has a secret room on it, it'll have a blue ghostly lock just appear for a split second.
Oh, okay.
When you see one of those, you stand next to the room and you hit the heal button, and you need to consume one of your heals to open that wall.
Gotcha.
Um, so it becomes a bit of a risk reward of, well, I've only got one heal and I'm at full health.
Right.
Do I do this and open this thing and potentially get like some money from it? Do I
Right.
potentially get a heal from it?
Right.
Um, or do I
To just
get
keep
nothing?
trucking. Right. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to keep a closer eye on that. I meant to look that up this
Apparently,
week,
they
but
make a sound as well.
oh,
Um,
okay.
but I don't know the sound because I haven't been playing this with my headphones on.
Mm.
Um,
Great
well, I
soundtrack on
have
this as
just
well.
a different sounds.
Yeah.
Um, I will say that, like, I think when I first saw this game, I was a little standoffish because of the black and white style of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere near as black and white as it looks.
No, yeah.
There's actually a lot of very subtle color paletting throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I genuinely appreciate how gorgeous the backgrounds look. Like
It's a
the
really good
whole
looking
thing
game.
looks incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, so far this is cool. I like a lot of what this is, and I'm excited to dig into it more because I feel like kind of a hack and slash platformery thing feels
Uh-huh.
like my speed right now. And runs so
Yes.
far aren't super long, which is great. We'll see
No.
how long they get overall, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing like two bosses at a time right now. I'm very
mm.
curious if you can save and quit in the break room and come back to the
Oh, you know
break
what? I
room or
didn't
not.
try. I meant to see because like that's been a sticking point for a lot of roguelikes. Is like, no man, you gotta finish the entire
I
run.
want to finish in an hour and a half run. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh, I just don't.
Yeah, I keep meaning to try. I'll have to try that this week and see. Yeah. Any final thoughts here on our first week of Have a Nice Death?
It's fun. Like it's tight controls. It's fun. It's quick.
Yep.
Like, but not overly quick. Like it's got that decent balance. And just like Dead Cells, like Hades, it's like I get hit, it's because I made a mistake.
You're
It's like
right.
because I'm stupid, and I Dark Souls myself into taking one hit too much, or not dodging at the right time, or just not paying attention to attack patterns.
Right.
I have beat the first boss, and I'm working on the second two right now because you get the choice of which one to take.
Oh, nice.
Um, both of those are difficult for the record.
Yeah, I've gotten to the first boss twice, and I've had two different bosses, and both of them, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I got them down to half health. This feels really good, and then just got destroyed because I got too greedy.
Yeah. I will say that it does have, if you do like 4 or 5 unsuccessful runs, it does give you the easy mode text pop up if you want
Okay,
it. So that
I'll
is
take
there if you need it.
that. I'm
Um,
not too proud to
and you
easy
can also
mode.
pick that from the mirror, like the giant mirror in the main hall.
Oh, okay.
That's the difficulty selector mirror, essentially.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's our first week here of Have a Nice Death. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next run. Bye.
Boy.